Alright guys, so today we're checking out this 92 Toyota. Picked this up to use the body on my SCX24, which had this body on it. And here we go. So I've had a lot of people asking me how I mounted this body. I wanted to do a little video showing exactly how I did it and some of the mods I made while doing it. I changed shock location, trimmed a little bit of this and that, and finally made it work. You can see I haven't finished any of my trim stuff. Got to touch up paint, put all the lights in, that sort of thing, but I do have some interior in there. See the steering wheel and stuff. So the way I have it set up right now, hood's on a magnet. Just one magnet in the corner here. Holds it really well. And I've been crawling with this for probably about 2 or 3 hours yesterday and had no problem with it. The hood holds fine. It's not even on there straight right now, but there you go. It holds good. It's nice and easy to pull off. And you can see I've tucked the battery in here. Stock battery fits perfect. I just kind of wanted to show off this little battery because I'm loving this thing. Just got it in yesterday. E-Flight 400 mAh, come in this package. And it has great power. It's a little bit smaller than the stock. Tad bit thicker, so if your spot you're putting it in, the thickness is key. You may not want to run it, but the shorter length makes a huge difference for me. Like I said, this fits up in here just fine, and the hood will go on still. You'll see right here, I had taken out these front posts because I run magnet mounts. Now this truck had this body on it, was set up exactly like this truck. Only difference in this truck right now is it has stock shocks. I had the hot racing ones on this truck. So this truck right here is set up exactly the way this used to be. You can see the overall height, a little taller, but what I was getting to is I'd pulled these posts out because I run the magnet. It's just a whole lot easier. I put them back in, and the way they hook on the fender right here is just perfect. You can see I trimmed the inner fender on the body, both sides a little bit to help it fit around there. But the way this works, all you have to do is kind of take these and squeeze them in a little. Body pulls up, and then it's on a magnet in the back. And so I just have one magnet on right now. With two, it was a little strong. The way the tray is made here, you can see I got some glue underneath. I tried to glue the magnet straight to the battery tray, but the way it's made with all the slits in it, there's no good surface to really glue to. So the magnet wouldn't stick to the battery tray itself very well at all. So I'll put some of this double-sided stuff. This is awesome. If you don't have this, Walmart has it. I use it for everything. So I slapped it on there and then glued the magnet just to give it a little extra sticky to it, because when I had two on here, it was so strong that it would just rip this double-sided tape off, rip the magnets off of the battery tray. Yeah, I just did it that way. I thought about making a plate there, doing something different, but it works, and I don't really care as long as it works. Like that. Of course, it had to be aggravating when I'm doing it on camera, but with the magnet in the back and that, I ran it for 2 to 3 hours yesterday, I'd say. We ran a long time and the body never moved. It takes a beating and never moves. So I wanted to do something different up here. I wanted the whole thing to be on a magnet mount, but this is easy enough for now. And I really don't take the body off that often. I made it where the battery can slide in and out. With these, I'm gonna put the front windshield in, back glass. And so what I do is slide the battery in, catch the wires out the passenger window here, and hook them up right there, and then just stuff them inside. The interior piece, you can see some of the trimming I did on the body here. Of course, I had to trim these, like I said, notch them out for your body post. I had to trim the bottom of this interior piece for the battery to slide in and under it. You don't really see it inside there anyways. Don't look bad. You see all my overspray on the bed. I gotta repaint this bed. Probably gonna do more of a flattish black on it anyways, but so yeah, notched all that out. I notched the truck right here. Oh, and the truck is normally a two-piece. It slides together, just a little notch here. I've seen people run screws through them here, all kinds of different things. I didn't want those ugly looking screws. So what I did was I glued it. Shoe glue. Best stuff ever made. I got some of this glue from Models, and I used it on some of the interior down in here to glue the dash in, the steering wheel in. It was just a little bit easier to get in tight spots, to put a little down in there and let it run where it needs to go. And then I added some shoe glue around the edges for extra strength on it, so that's not going anywhere. That's pretty much it on the body. Like I said, I still got a lot of work to do. I want to trim out the door handles and gas tank and all that stuff. I got to put all the trim and stuff on it, but I want to show you the difference in what I did to the truck, because I was afraid with the extra weight. This is quite a bit heavier than this. This is thin Lexan type stuff, and this is solid plastic. So there's quite a bit of weight difference here. I really need to weigh these. I still need to take this off too. I'm not using this, but so I relocated the shocks. I had to relocate the rears because they were gonna, the way the rear shocks are, show you on this truck. Anybody, I mean, you probably know if you got a deadbolt. You see how that shock mount is tied to the body posts that you don't even need. All right, well, that was sticking up back here and it was hitting the bed of the truck. You can see I started to use this swing mount system and just decided I wanted a straight, clean look. So anyways, so you can see where the shocks are here. They're straight up and down. So what I did was took this body post piece, took it loose, flipped it, and moved it down a hole, basically, so that the shocks could mount into it down here. So all you gotta do is take 2 screws out of those. They're normally back here, and your shocks are straight up. Take those out, roll that thing over, and then put it in down here with your shock mounted at an angle. So when I did that, I kind of needed to do something with the front to level it out. So I tuck it. It was normally mounted up here, the shock. You can see how much higher that was, which made the truck sit higher. I'll put a picture in here of how the truck looked before I did the shocks. And so I took those out, pulled the screw from the battery tray, and used the shock screw to screw all the way through into the battery tray right there. And that got the front angled out. Gave the body a better look on the truck, lowered it all, stretched it out a little, and made a huge difference crawling. So I'm going to show you some comparison stuff here in just a second. These trucks have basically the same wheels. These are both the RC four-wheel drive stamped. These are white, these are the silver or whatever. Both have the full send RC weights, best weights there are. Definitely look up fullsendrc.com and get some of his weights. Best wheel weights, no doubt. They both have the wheel weights, same wheels, same tires, everything's same except for stock shocks in the stock position and this body. All right, you can use stock shocks, you can move them, same as these. These hot racing ones are the exact same thing. Basically, they just look cooler and have a little bit of adjustment. But you can see I have these backed pretty much all the way out. Those are down just a little in the front. But yeah, you can do the same with stocks. We did my father-in-law's yesterday, and it made a huge difference on his completely stock truck. So let's put these on the course and check out the difference it made. Because like I said, this body weighs more than the stock body, so there's more weight up high. You can see it set a little higher, and so I was concerned with the weight being up high. So I was curious how this thing was going to crawl with the new body. So let's do a little crawling comparison. That pretty much covers all the mods I made to get this done. I'm still going to try to move my lights, maybe mount them into the headlights, and a lot of stuff coming for this truck. So let's check out some crawling between these two and see what you think. Okay, so this truck, like I said, it has some mods to it, and it crawls really well. One thing I'm getting ready to do to it that is done on the other truck already is the Emax servo and hot racing steering links. But with this truck, I've never been able to make this spot. This is just not possible. You'll see it just tips backwards, which it's pretty much a straight up crawl. There's not much there to go with. Just won't do it, okay? Still a tough spot, and you gotta hit it just right. Right up it. Like I said, it's still a tough spot. You can see this is straight up and down. So it's pretty easy to see the difference in these when they're crawling. One other comparison I wanted to do real quick, and then I'll have a separate running video for these trucks because YouTube limits my videos right now, so I can only run like 15 minutes and then I'm done. So I'm gonna have a full run video showing off a little bit of both trucks and a stock truck, so look for that coming. But as you can see, this sitting on the 3 wheels and tires, rear tire still on the ground. This truck slightly modified, but the shocks are still in the stock position. You can see the difference there. I think most of that being pulled down is just the extra weight helping it sag, because when you put the stock truck, this truck is all stock except for these little weights here we threw on the front, waiting on parts for this thing. You can see the difference. You can see there. So big difference in setup. Check out the next vid for some running. Appreciate everybody watching.